Okay.
Yo. I
We
wanted to
are.
put I wanted to pull this as like our side and realize, oh, we're gonna get into trouble in America.
Oh no.
I was like, yo, I get shot instantly.
Yes.
um, yeah, man.
Okay, I'm just gonna look for the live stream link. There has to be an easy way to find the link.
I think I'm subscribed, so I should be able to see it here somewhere. Yeah, we live.
Okay, cool. Let's do this. Yo, Lint.
Yeah, let's do this.
How you
Welcome to
doing?
Crypto Vault, yo.
Good start.
Sheesh, what are we chatting about today?
Okay, today we're gonna go over some Polkadot green lights on parachain auctions. I want to take a little deep dive into the MekaVerse NFT project that recently launched,
Oh
and
yes.
maybe go over the picks of the week as well.
Okay, perfect. Um, I have some topics, royalties. I think we'll bank this value added services for another week. We might be talking about too much,
Sure.
but I think royalties maybe will. I kind of want us to be the first few to actually have a chat about it.
Cool. Sounds
Before
good.
everyone on YouTube has a royalties video. Um, yeah, and then also NFTs coming to Coinbase, and maybe the market cap placement of Polkadot, where we realistically see it the way it should be because of the technology that's behind it, not financial advice.
Cool. All right. So if anyone isn't aware, Polkadot has recently had a good pump. They're up at just under $40 as of now, and I think that's in correlation with their parachain auctions now going live on the main Polkadot network. What's interesting and cool about this is that they've had this kind of thing before, but on basically their test network. I think it's
Uh,
called Kusama.
oh yes.
Okay, so what's cool about
Apparently,
Polkadot?
Kusama remains live. Sorry to
Yeah,
disturb you there. Okay, cool.
what's cool about Polkadot is it's built as a layer 0 crypto, which means any. Let me start with this. Cryptocurrencies in general are smart for what they do and dumb in a way that they can't really communicate with others. So, what Polkadot aims to do is allow for interoperability, and how it does that is it offers these parachains.
Okay.
So, and how they
So
do that,
interoperability, you mean the blockchains talking to each other?
yes,
Okay.
it allows for blockchains to view and communicate data about each other
Okay, cool.
and share data. And because it's layer 0 Polkadot, the cryptocurrency itself, whatever is on that chain, is still level 1 and has full control over itself. Okay, and how Polkadot does this is they offer auctions, parachain auctions. So basically, the highest bidder gets a slot, and they run with that from 6 months to 2 years. And that's the current auction
So,
times.
question with that, does that mean, let's say I win the auction slot, right?
Yes.
Um, does that mean I can lend it out to other people to use and then I have some sort of commission? I'm just like thinking out of the box here. Or does that mean that I just get to use it for 2 years and then I have to renew it after 2 years?
Lint, that's a good question. I don't think you can lend it out, but you can
Okay.
earn by basically running a validator,
Okay.
similar to ETH staking.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat.
Sure.
And with such exciting news, we've seen a bit of a pump, like I've said, and people are speculating roughly $75 after a bit of a bull pump.
And that's what almost just under double.
Yeah,
That's really great. And if you had got in like a month back, it would have been almost triple because it was at $20 at some point in the last 2 months.
yeah, it was just over $20 a month ago,
Phew.
which is
Timing, eh?
actually, yeah. If we look at the 1 year charts, it's the last time we were at this level was basically May. So,
Just basically the peak of the cycle, kind of
yeah, yeah.
the mid-cycle peak, I guess. Okay, interesting, dude. And with that, I think if maybe that's a segue. Um, would it be? Is there more? I think there was one more thing you wanted to talk about Polkadot with before I segue to the actual. We would place it as a technology um, because of its utility.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that I really interested to see where this goes.
Okay.
There's if you look at the internet today, it had no value back then because there were no websites,
Yeah.
and like I see Polkadot being the internet of crypto, basically.
The
So I
real
think,
ICP.
oh Lord, yeah.
Uh,
So without the, I'm gonna keep my personal opinions about ICP to myself.
Man, I almost got burned with that. Anyway,
Just remove it.
um, I'm pretty sure if I had cash in my pocket, I would have actually been burned. Um, okay, cool. So, what I do want to say or ask, or I'm not sure if you have that answer, but it's on my head. It's in my head. You know how specific you have to be. Does that mean if you had to? I'm not. I think I'm still wrapping my head around the technology. Is that if I had to mistakenly send Bitcoin to a Ether juice, does that mean with Dot I would be able to somehow recover that ETH? I mean that Bitcoin.
We should write these questions down
Yeah.
and chat to an expert.
Yeah. So, sorry, I'm throwing you the deep end there. I'm just like
Yeah,
being a bit like speculative right now.
I'll do some research and get back to you.
Okay. Um, cool. That would be quite interesting. Let me rather say that. That would be nice if that's a thing that gets fixed within crypto. Is that I'm sure there's like millions and millions of dollars lost because someone sent it to the wrong chain or
Yes.
used the ERC20 token instead of using, I forget what the other one is. Um, that sort of thing, which is quite interesting, which is like, it's quite like as much as we want to move away from the current banking system, but we do also, there are some things that are benefits that we should try still have, like being able to recover something if you sent it to not necessarily reverse a payment, but if you sent it to the completely wrong, hold on, to the completely wrong crypto blockchain rather, um, it would be nice to recover that. I know there are ways to recover it if you send it to like a Binance or a Coinbase if you speak to their support, But if you
Yes.
send it to like a hardware or a software wallet, I think it's a bit more difficult then.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, another thing I wanted to. Oh yes. So now with all of that and some bit of speculation time, I guess, is that where would you put Dot in terms of market caps, placement? Not necessarily the number, but like future placement in about a year or two, if it had to fully, um, what's this? If it had to fully fulfill that utility that it wants to fulfill.
Where would I put the market cap?
Yeah, like in terms of numbers, would it be like top five? Top two?
Well, it's already top eight.
Okay.
If we give it a year, its current market cap is roughly 40 billion.
Okay.
Am I reading that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 million. Yeah, 40 billion. Ethereum's at 400 billion. So 1/10 in a year's time. I don't see why, if it does, say the parachains take off quickly and the support is there and people start using it, I can easily see Polkadot at about triple
Okay.
its market cap. So around 120 to 150 billion
Okay.
just in the year. Like, I don't want to give a crazy number like, oh, Polkadot to $2,000.
Yeah. Um, with me, when I look at just the utility and the fundamentals of it all, hopefully without the SEC getting in the way, um,
Touch wood.
is that I would honestly think it's a top 3 to 4 crypto because of its utility, being able to actually, what makes it useful. Like at this point, we have Ethereum, which has like a very wide ecosystem,
Yeah,
which has largely earned its number two placement. One would argue, why is it at number one? You have Binance Coin or BNB, that is at number three, which you would argue why it's there because most of its utility comes from being able to launch other cryptos. You know what I mean? In its ecosystem stake and that sort of thing. I would argue that's its biggest X factor.
yeah,
And then you have Cardano, which recently had smart contracts, which is kind of competing with Ethereum, or if not directly competing with Ethereum in terms of how it can be used. I think it's just a utility or ecosystem race between the two now. But I think Ethereum for the next few years will still be far ahead because it's gotten a head start. Um, so where I would put Solana is closely competing with Cardano and BNB, in my opinion. Not Solana, sorry, Polkadot.
okay,
Um, Polkadot, yeah, sorry, Polkadot. Solana, I would say, is like a weak, just in terms of, it's just a hard thing to quantify. But my reasons are with Solana is like it has smart contracts now, as far as I understand, right?
yes,
And it hasn't pushed in terms of markets. Literally, almost, okay, not literally, but it's almost half the market cap of Cardano, which only also recently had contracts launch around the same time. But I think Cardano has much smarter investors than Solana, so they actually hold during a bear market. So I see Cardano outperforming Solana for some time. But Polkadot, because of depending on how well this executes and how much utility comes because through this, it will have like a unique point that beats Cardano from a utility point of view. You know what I mean? Because they can have smart contracts and it'll be like a Solana, but because they can actually talk to other blockchains, like you're saying, layer zero, I think that's gonna give it that X factor up until Cardano figures something out like that.
yes.
But I think it's game over should Ethereum integrate something like that within itself.
That would be something I would pay to see.
Yeah, honestly, like that's how I see it. I see it as something that if Ethereum had to pull that off, that's the thing about Ethereum. It's like it's a wild card in my opinion because should they be able to pull something like that off, it's going to be harder to compete with them because they were first to market. They have like what 4 or 5 years with smart contracts or something, right?
Yeah,
No, wait, no, they didn't launch a smart contract, right?
no,
Okay, never mind. Let me not say them, but they have like a head start with smart contracts and its ecosystem. Um, about more than the others that have it. So in my opinion, the moment it just says, okay, we're gonna have some sort of parachain thing happening within it, it's literally going to steal some of the Polkadot investors, in my opinion. It's because it's its unique selling point. I'm just theorizing here,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, in let's say 10 years time, this top 10 list will look very different,
Yeah.
and it's just all about what the market favors at the end of the day, and what the market sort of says, hey, we prefer this, and then there's less funding that goes to all of these others. Some will kind of go to zero. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? As much as it sucks to say that, but unfortunately that's the case. It's like not the crypto, the dot-com bubble. At some point, people realize, why do I own Doge or Shiba in Inu? Until you know what I mean.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's just my little bit of a rant when it comes to where I would place it. But
Yeah.
if no other coin actually is able to do that, I think it's an easy top three, top three, I'd say.
I just want to say that until Ethereum does bring layer 0 into it,
Yeah.
Ethereum and Polkadots are different projects.
Oh, okay,
Whereas
okay.
Ethereum is more of a computer, like a
Okay.
decentralized computer.
Oh yes.
So that has different applications running on it. And then Polkadot is the internet where those programs will be able to communicate.
Oh, okay. I see.
Hmm.
I see.
So I
I
still
see.
see Polkadot as, I don't see why it can't be top 5, top 3,
Yeah.
especially if if Ethereum's proven anything, first to market in this
Yeah.
case.
If Bitcoin's proven anything.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for a little bit of sense there. Um, well, a lot of sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Would you want? You had some news.
Did I? Uh, oh God, I wrote it down. Oh, NFTs coming to Coinbase.
Okay.
I
Do you
think
want to
that's a bit of news.
share your screen or not?
Oh, I actually don't have anything open. I just saw it on Twitter. I'll
Okay.
try bring it here. Bring it up on my screen. Give me a second.
Cool.
I just had that as a talking point. I didn't have anything. I'm not sure how they're gonna implement it. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
It would be nice if I could send my okay, I've got a link. I am showing my screen, right?
Yeah. I've got pulled it up here.
Perfect. Cool. So it looks like they are creating a marketplace, and with that, in my opinion, it'll bring a whole lot of more users, or people that weren't or skeptical about NFTs will kind of be forced to sort of look into them a bit more,
Take it more
Um,
seriously.
yeah, I'll take it more seriously, yeah,
Yeah.
and buy something that speculate on things that they would have necessarily not, because it's a bit. I wouldn't lie, it is a bit of a learning curve when it comes to using, buying, selling NFTs. Um, as hard as crypto is, it actually it's a bit. There's like an extra layer to learn. In
Yes.
my opinion, that Coinbase might be able to dumb down and make it more accessible to a whole lot more people. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes like it has the most volume um, out of all the marketplaces. So we'll see. I think it might revital like add an extra bit of a run when it comes to the NFT market cap. If that's a thing.
Yeah.
But I do think it might actually, after like the dust settles, it might just start coming down to more realistic sort of price points for NFTs. I think we might look back one day and think remember when an NFT was like 10 ETH and people were
Yeah.
actually bidding for that, or hand over fist for it.
Yeah.
Which I will see.
I think from what I recall from the early days, like 2017, 2018, Coinbase was one of the largest platforms where people could buy crypto, especially
Yeah,
in the US, I think. And
mm,
like, so I think that might do the exact same thing for NFTs.
yeah. And think about it. Once Coinbase does it, what's stopping Binance from doing from doing the same and exposing even more people to NFTs?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think with these new platforms like OpenSea and Rarible, and there's a few others, like they were unknowns really, and people
yeah,
still took a gamble, but very few people. I think there's something only like 6,000 addresses, like active addresses on OpenSea.
yeah.
If you take that into account, how many people on
Six
this
thousand
earth?
or
6,000.
60.
6,000, I think.
Oh wow, I thought it was 60.
Mm,
Oh gosh, dude.
I stand to be corrected,
Shit.
but I think the numbers stand at 6,000,
Okay.
which is crazy. Like how many thousands of ETH is being moved
Yeah.
around on that platform between
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
handful of people.
Yeah, that's actually wild. I thought
Yeah,
it was 60,000 because I thought that number was low, but six is like even worse.
like I would love
Okay.
if someone could correct me. I might just want to fact check that.
Okay.
We're both googling the same thing
Yeah. I'm using DuckDuckGo, yeah.
as
Great
well.
beta. I feel like it's not going to be as easy as Google. Hold on. It's probably right there in my.
Okay, while you search for that, I'm gonna just talk about some NFT stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Pull you up here,
In
and
March, yeah, I think you are right with 6,000 because in March it was 3,100 active wallets.
that's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so last week when I was trying to get hold of one of these makers,
Oh,
I
yes.
stumbled across Sneaky Vampire Syndicate, and I
Okay.
saw this project and I was like, I think I was going for zero point 0.2 or 0.1 or something like that,
Okay.
and current floor price is 1.3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Sneaky Vampire Syndicate, right?
Yes. And I saw this and I was like, not my favorite. Don't think it will go anywhere.
Oh, gosh.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Yeah. So you saw it at where? Sorry, I'm just trying to do some the thinking.
Dude, I
Like the price.
think the price was zero point 0.2.
Yeah. The thing about point two is that it's not the kind of money you can easily speak. Well, in South Africa, you can
Yeah.
easily say, I want to speculate with that.
Yes.
Okay, I do see why you didn't go for it.
Yeah.
It's not the most. I wonder why this is. It's not the most attractive art style.
No. It's. Do you remember that that Disney movie? Was it a Disney movie with the shark? Someone had
Yeah.
taken the artwork of that Disney
Oh
shark
yes.
tail, and just like done a whole bunch of NFTs with that shark.
Yeah.
That was wild, dude.
The fact that people actually bought that is actually quite crazy.
Yeah.
It's actually quite crazy.
And speaking of MekaVerse, they
Yeah.
finally fixed the issue with rendering everyone's NFT.
Yeah.
And I think as of yesterday, if we look at the last 7 days, the floor prices jumped drastically from 7 down to 3.
Shoot. 2.89. Wow.
Yeah, dude.
But we can't expect it to go up forever, truth be told. Um,
Do you think it's going to jump back up once all the paper hands have sold?
I think so.
Once their roadmap starts doing something?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
I did save some of my favorites to have that we can have a look at.
Yeah. Do you mind sharing your screen on Discord?
I can try to do that for you.
I can just check it on. Let me see. Let me just go to YouTube. Never mind. It's fine. I'll stream it on YouTube. Oh, it will be a little behind. It will be a little behind. That's the other issue.
Won't be that far behind.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
One of my favorites, like I said the other day, was this Lego one.
Oh yeah.
It's got the classic Lego red, blue, yellow. And I don't know, I just think it looks a little bit more interesting than the regular, inverted commas, regular robot vibe that they're going with.
Oh yeah.
And like, to me, that this brings it more into like the real world if they plan on actually doing figurines
Yeah.
and things like their roadmap
Yeah.
says.
Yeah.
Sure. But for me, this is my favorite one, Mecha 3567,
Okay.
and it is black on black on black.
Yeah. The black on blacks on 3D especially, yeah, it's so kick ass, eh?
It is, yep.
It's so, that green one also is quite nice. That emerald looking one.
Let me just go back quick. Oh, this camo green.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the camo green. I also tried looking for like a white on white on white, but
Yeah.
a lot of them have like some pale blues or pale greens to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the camo on this. Not usually like a camo fan, but I think this works well with like the plastic shaders or the metal shaders that they got.
Yeah.
And I like this one because it's got interesting kind of necklace going on.
Yeah. Sure.
No, I just saw this camo one's going for 9.9 ETH. Yeah?
Sheesh.
And then
I'm looking at the history there. Looks like it was last bought for like 3 something, right?
wow, it's a good return
Or
on
2
investment.
something.
This one minimum bid 7.99 ETH or wrapped ETH. Sorry, no current offers or bids, but I think this was like really cool with like
Yeah.
the samurai hat. I don't know what it's called. The samurai
Yeah.
hat, and it's got these like pale pinks and blues. It's like a mixture of like Japanese robots, futuristic
Yeah.
robots, and like old school 50s Americana vibes.
Yeah.
And then someone mentioned on the Discord, I don't know if they were trolling or not, but they were
Yeah.
saying these aren't real mechas. Like where's the torsos, where's the arms, where are the legs? Like, we haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
And I think there was a bit of a scandal. I don't want to call it a scandal.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. People got a bit afraid. Um, they were meant to drop, I think, on the 11th. At
10th.
was
I
it the
think it was 10th.
10th?
I think I heard 10th. I remember hearing
Okay.
10th and
Yeah,
thinking, oh, I'll just check later. And then they
yeah,
were still like, not
yes,
dropped.
yeah. So everyone who had gotten one had the same like loading screen GIF kind of
Yeah.
thing on OpenSea, and when the time came to produce all the images, they kicked it to a render farm, and there was a bit of an issue with the code, and that's to
Yeah.
delay it like almost 24 hours.
You'd
And
think they'd be ready for that.
yeah, if I was successful with getting one or two, I
Yeah.
would have been very skeptical at that point,
Yeah, because it is quite scary.
because you paid this money to mint
Yeah.
something that you haven't seen.
Yeah. I think if I had been successful in minting two, I would have sold one for 2 ETH. That's a 10x. Come on.
Yeah,
I hold on to the other one for like 4 or 5 months, like maybe 3 months minimum to see where it goes. I've already made my money. You know what I mean?
yeah. Your return
Literally.
on, yeah, you've recouped the cost of the
Yeah.
project, 10x. That everything else is just pure profit.
Mm,
So I would hold on and just see if they follow their roadmap or if. Okay, here's an interesting question.
yeah.
We've said before that roadmaps are kind of one of the checklist items for a successful NFT project.
Yeah.
How much does it matter to you if there's a roadmap or not?
It honestly depends on what the project is and if that was a selling point for the project for me. But
Yeah.
I think I'm one of those people that don't. I think I've learned, especially with um, people that aren't established, properly established, to not trust, them, and I'd rather buy something that I can actually see that it's like I'd rather buy the art, you know what I mean, and then everything else is like a bonus.
Yes.
So I wouldn't. There's a certain like level or monetary amount or ETH amount that I'm willing to pay for the art, and anything above that for me is like I really have to believe in it or really have to like it.
Yeah.
So the roadmap is almost inconsequential to me. Truth be told, like let's say Sims had to drop something and they said um, they are going to drop something and they said, hey, we're going to do X and S because they have a history of actually dropping games. I'm more susceptible to actually looking at the roadmap and actually caring about the roadmap. But any random Joe, even myself, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna bring out a game with this NFT," I'm gonna have to see it to believe it, buddy. You know what I mean? It's like
Yes.
for me, it's like that, and that's when maybe I'm willing to really like diamond hands it. But if it's just for the art or for monetary gain, I'd rather like I would have if I had bought one MekaVerse, I would have probably sold by now. Does that make sense?
Well, that makes sense. I'm following. Yeah.
Yeah, like I would have probably said, okay, cool. Here's money I can guarantee. Someone's offering me 1.1.8 ETH. Hey, cool. I'm out. I've made 8x of or 9x whatever of what I've put in. I mean, yes, I could have made more, probably made more, but what can I really concretely say I can have right now is this, and I would have moved on. And I would
Yes.
have not cared about the actual roadmap. Yes, I would have had that little bit of like, oh man, I could have, but truth be told, I've now got 8.2 0.2 ETHs I can buy in other projects and diversify my risk. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The way I see it, I can actually buy other cryptos. Funny enough, or just buy like, what's this? A crypto that I think will easily give me a two x with like half of that bag. You know what I mean? So that's how I'd look at it from that perspective. But if I really really like the art, I'll probably hold. Even like crypto punks, I would have probably sold a crypto punk by now. Like I know a lot of people are buying and holding forever. I look at it, I'm like, yo, there's gonna be a. Actually, no, I'm wrong about that. CryptoPunks borders on that line of that it could actually be considered a Mona Lisa of our time because
Okay.
of it being probably the first generative um, art pieces on the Ethereum blockchain, right?
Ye- One of the first projects, yeah.
I think it's one of the first generative ones that were sort of made using code on the actual blockchain. I think I can't remember the exact. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong with that, but like that's that for me. Okay, is a bit different. That actually adds a lot of scarcity to it, you know. But some
Yes.
of the others, I'm like for instance, yes, for instance that what's what's that one that I kept seeing the same people bidding for it that looked like they were
Uh,
trying to keep the floor price up.
Board Ape Yacht
But
Collective.
yes, that one specific, I would have sold. Definitely would have sold that one
Yeah.
because I would have been like, "Alright, cool. I can guarantee this. I'm out." You know. And if it
Yeah.
goes higher, I wouldn't have like beat myself up about it and be like, "Oh, couldn't you have seen this like a whole roadmap?" You know. I'm like, I don't know. You know.
Yeah. I get that.
I think also with NFTs, we're so early into this. There's going to be lots more opportunities
Yes.
that will come my way that I'd rather like have ETH in hand to actually spend it on. You know.
That makes sense. Yeah, I get that. Okay. Back to The Sims though.
Yeah.
The Sims is EA is in an interesting space right now.
Yeah.
Just in terms of the franchise that they have and the
I mean,
IP that they
yes.
have with The Sims, and things moving more and more to a metaverse kind of
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
And with NFTs are going to be a drop in the ocean compared to gaming on the blockchain.
Yeah.
There's 6,000 OpenSea addresses.
Yeah.
There's how many? Probably like 30 million gamers out there, if
Yeah.
not more. You know,
Yeah.
if you're not closer to like the billion mark at this point,
Yeah.
with like if you consider mobile gaming,
Yeah. Is
especially the
EA
country. Yeah, sorry.
sorry? Is EA a US based company?
EA is corporate cancer. But yes, they're based in the US.
Okay. She said, I think it's going to be very hard for EA to come out with an NFT game that has some sort of monetization for the actual players.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be very hard, in my opinion, with the SEC not being very transparent about what they classify as what.
yeah,
I do see them maybe offering NFTs, but I don't see people being able to get back their the money that they've put in with those NFTs in the next until there's clarity. In my opinion, Axie Infinity
yeah,
is still a one of a kind at the moment because you can actually like you know it's somewhat the things that you can also classify it as gambling to a certain extent.
yes.
I haven't really looked into it, but like yeah,
I like how you say what it is and then you say, "Oh, I haven't looked into it," but it's gambling.
yeah. It sounds like gambling. Let me say that. Like, I'm trying to not because the thing is that I remember I watched the video and I like summed up a thought about it, but like now I'm not sure if that thought was correct because I didn't actually like deep dive into it. You know, so I don't want to like
Yes,
have someone take me too seriously
yes,
about it. They need to go look themselves with that thing in mind that I said it was gambling, and they're like, he's wrong, you know, and I'm okay with being wrong, you know.
yeah. I want to counter not your argument, your
Yeah,
statement there about EA monetization.
yeah,
If we look at Facebook, for example, if they
yeah,
want to flesh out and build a metaverse, an online
yeah,
space, who better than EA with The Sims? They've been
yeah,
working
yeah,
towards virtualizing people, and they have the youth on their side there to like
yeah,
dive into something like that.
yeah,
Like they obviously don't have the social aspect like Facebook does,
yeah,
so like they're on the back foot there. But they're the ones with the gaming and the game engine experience. Talking of gaming on
Yeah. Wait, sorry, I just
blockchain.
wanna like close my thoughts on it. I'm not saying they won't do it, but I'm saying I think it's gonna be hard for them to make it worthwhile for the user in terms of getting money back. Does that make sense? Like giving, let's say, for instance, you create an avatar, right? And that avatar goes to work in The Sims, and you earn like these what tokens that you own. I doubt you'll be able to actively trade those tokens like you are able to do it in with Axie Infinity with
Yeah,
that love potion or whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm basically saying. But I think you might be able to sell your account, hopefully, or not your account, your avatar to somebody else.
yeah. I'm looking
Yeah.
at more of real real life, a real life replacement, not just
Okay.
not just a game.
Yeah.
So, like you'll have your meetings and things
Okay.
in
Oh, I
this
see. I see. I see what you mean.
sim-based universe, metaverse that they've built.
Okay.
Kind of like a Second Life or New Life, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
but on the
Yeah.
blockchain.
Yeah.
And I think
Metaverse. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
if anyone, you know how hard it is to develop a game, man.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
anyone has the funding and the backing to
Yeah.
do that, it is a AAA title company like EA. Like they've got
Yeah.
other franchises with that kind of experience of building
Mm.
AAA games. If you see like an NFT, not an NFT, a crypto game project that's promising like AAA graphics and all this stuff,
Yeah.
check out the developers, see how many people are actually involved, see what they've done before. Don't
Yeah.
just buy into this project that has cool artwork that's probably just like an asset flip.
Yeah.
It's gonna take time, but the big guys like Ubisoft and EA and all those guys, they will eventually get into it.
Yeah.
If you are gonna invest into crypto gaming, look out for like more indie titles right now, because that's the one that's
Mm.
actually gonna get used right now.
Yeah. And like a it takes quite a fairly large team or a very experienced team to actually get a game out.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Talking of gaming and NFTs,
Yeah.
my pick of the week for
Oh
crypto,
yes.
I'm gonna go with Enjin,
Mm,
ENJIN. Basically, what they do is they're like a open sea, but for
I think I've seen that.
gaming digital assets.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good wrong
So
thing.
how much did we say we're putting in every week? $100.
$100. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if I pull your screen up here. What our
Engine
picks,
coin, right?
yeah, what our
Okay.
picks have done.
Should I check last week's picks first?
Yeah, have a look.
Okay, cool.
Oof.
Cool.
Oh no, what is?
Yeah, I think we're down 3%. It's not bad. 3% isn't bad
No, but
for an altcoin.
compared to 18% for you mad.
It's not 80. It's actually 18. It was higher. If we streamed yesterday, it was definitely going to be higher. It was at like 0.34 yesterday.
Oh wow, okay,
Yeah, it fluctuates quite frequently.
yeah,
If I just open the actual chart, you'll see what I mean. Do you see that?
yeah, I do.
Yeah. Cool. So you were saying you're going with Engine.
Yes,
Okay, cool. Cool.
taboo token. That looks like a NSFW kind of
Yeah.
image.
Okay, cool. Let's add $100. I mean $100 worth. Okay, cool. I need to figure this out again. Obviously that won't work. Do a bit of math. 6.
Roughly 62.11.
Thanks. Two. Cool. I'm going with something I should have gone with the last time is DVPN.
That was the VPN service here.
Yeah. Just want to close that loop on that because I've spoken about it. Did I do it already? Sorry. How much is it worth? So that's 300 and no. Yeah, it would be 216.
You get roughly 3,198.97.
3,198.
0.97.
Sheesh. Okay.
So 3,198.97.
Oh, 1 and 8.
Yeah.
That's gonna go lower. Shouldn't go higher because this
Three-
was close.
3,198.97.
8. 8. Sorry. Point 97. Cool. Sheesh. Do you have a calculator on your side? It's
Yes.
actually just times 100, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Cool.
You could
I
tell
feel
we're
like that's simple math I
mathematicians.
should know. I honestly think it's simple math. It's just my brain. I'm a bit like antsy right now. Okay, cool.
Why are you already outperforming me? I'm down 0.15. You're down 0.04.
I don't know, dude.
Hmm.
I don't know. Interesting. Sheesh, that's quite low. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, the lower you go is the more skeptical things get.
Oh, of
And if it's
course.
unlisted, she should really be skeptical. um,
You enjoy like diving into like page 9 and 8 of
Yeah,
market cap.
Okay, cool. I did want to show this interesting, cool project. As an animator, I'm quite proud to see people actually buying. Because if I do get a bit frustrated, truth be told, when I see that vampire type of, not that the art is bad, but okay, let me not be that person. Let me maybe just talk about something good without saying something else is not as
Yep.
great.
Your art is bad and you should feel bad.
No, just gonna keep quiet there. But I did enjoy seeing this project kick off and get a bit of love. Yeah,
Dude,
let's
that
walk.
that
Excuse
red
me?
Power Ranger is so cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. But stuff like this, it's a bit like. But I guess it falls under what's that copyright thing? Fair use when you're
Yeah.
making it your own. I guess it falls under that. But what are the chances that they come for him? Because he's
I
got a
don't know.
lot, like Toy Story. Like Disney doesn't play, bro.
No.
You know what I mean? But hopefully they don't come for him. Uh, anyway, cool. I just enjoyed seeing this sort of stuff
Cool.
do well on OpenSea.
Yeah.